Rise, man.
The Force will be with you.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg, here to give you all of the news from a galaxy far, far away, and as always to provide you with a Mandalorian Season 2 update. So we're currently just 2 days away until Chapter 13, Season 2, Episode 5, and I have a huge smile on my face because I can't wait to see Ahsoka Tano in live action form. And I have a question for you guys. Are you ready? Are you really ready to see her in live action? I've seen a lot of people have some concerns as to how she's going to look in live action and whether it would ruin Ahsoka Tano in animated form for you, but trust me, it's Dave Filoni who's been put on the job. He's going to make sure that Rosario Dawson looks absolutely awesome, and I'm pretty sure she's going to ace it as Ahsoka Tano. So in today's update, we're going to be speaking about that girl who looks similar to Rey in Chapter 12, The Siege. We're going to be speaking about a new poster for Moff Gideon, and we are also going to speak about an interesting theory that could link Luke Skywalker into the Mandalorian Season 2. Before I get into today's video, please may I ask you to hit like down below, to subscribe to my channel if you're brand new, and welcome if you are, and also make sure you hit the notification bell to be alerted each and every time I post new content on this channel. You can expect daily Star Wars updates from me, and rest assured knowing that I am very consistent. But without too much jibber jabber, let's get into today's update. So first, let us take a look at the Moff Gideon poster. As you're very much aware, they have been making posters of characters after they appear in the Mandalorian Season 2. It started a couple of weeks before Season 2 dropped. We got some posters of Greef Karga, Cara Dune, Baby Yoda or the Child, and Mando. We then got Bo-Katan, Frog Lady, and now we're getting Moff Gideon. I'll be honest with you guys, I can't wait until we get the Ahsoka Tano one because I'm going to make that my wallpaper. And of course that's assuming she looks good in live action form. There's always that slight worry, but like I said at the beginning of the video, don't be too concerned about that because they're going to do a phenomenal job. Now on this Moff Gideon one, he does look very intimidating, but I must say some of the features of his outfit look way too animated. I think they could have gone a little easier on the effects there, but otherwise it looks pretty outstanding. My favourite one so far, believe it or not, has been Frog Lady. She just looks really kick-ass in that picture, but you let me know what you think of your favourite one of these posters. So now let's get into the actual news, and something a lot of people have mentioned since The Siege came out last week is the girl with the Rey haircut. I almost said Rey Skywalker, but I know a lot of people have issues with that. We'll call her Rey Palpatine because that's a lot more badass, and that's how I would have written the character had I written The Rise of Skywalker. So this article is from Screen Rant, and they say The Mandalorian Season 2 has a Rise of Skywalker Rey Easter egg. And of course they're speaking about the scene where Baby Yoda steals the green or blue macaroons from the student. I remember pausing that scene and looking at the children, and I was actually trying to find Broom Boy. I don't know why, but my mind said that is a very likely Easter egg given the attire of these kids, but I did actually see the Rey Skywalker haircut. Sorry, blasphemy, the Rey Palpatine haircut on this girl. So on the subject of Season 2, Episode 4, The Siege, Screen Rant write, surprisingly the child quickly settled in on his own desk. The teacher protocol droid didn't seem to have any issues with that random kid entering and joining the class, but for a brief period, the children, who were mainly human beings, were curious about him. During the quick pan of the camera, there is a girl sitting a row behind where Baby Yoda ended up sitting, who was sporting the 3-bun updo that Rey was sporting in The Rise of Skywalker. She seemed to be more enamored with the infant than most of her classmates, as she even leaned to get a better look at the tiny creature. I must say I really like this hairstyle, and here's an embarrassing fact about me. I actually sported that exact hairstyle when I went to see The Rise of Skywalker last December. I know, please don't judge, please don't judge. I can just hear the sound of everyone unsubscribing. What have I done? Rey had that same hairstyle when she debuted in Star Wars The Force Awakens, and it quickly became one of the most recognizable hairstyles in the franchise. It continued the tradition of debuting memorable do's for previous trilogies, including Princess Leia's hair buns from the original Star Wars movie, followed by Padme Amidala's elaborate styles from the prequels. I must say I really did like Padme Amidala's hairstyles. She looked very eccentric, she looked like a doll. And aside from Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, I must say Padme Amidala gets my second place for best female characters in Star Wars. So anyway, Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi gave Rey a different hairstyle with a half up, half down look, but J.J. Abrams brought back her original do when he returned to close out the sequel trilogy in The Rise of Skywalker. Despite the similarities in hairstyle and even facial features, Baby Yoda's one-time classmate in The Mandalorian is not Rey. Based on the Star Wars timeline, Din and the child's adventures take place around 9 ABY, while Rey wasn't born until 15 ABY. So there you have it, she's not Rey, but I must say that when I saw this hairstyle, I immediately thought of her, and it probably was just a little Easter egg, a little nudge towards the sequel trilogy. I will say about this hairstyle, it might just turn out to be a very common one in a galaxy far, far away, but then again, we have to remember that it is the people at Lucasfilm who decide this kind of thing to begin with, and so it was just placed there as an Easter egg. So now it's time to move on to our next article, and this is from CBR, and they reckon that there is a Star Wars theory that Luke Skywalker is the rightful owner of the Darksaber. I'll say as a caveat to this piece that I completely disagree. The Darksaber rightly belongs to Bo-Katan Kryze. And if you think I'm wrong, let's start a dialogue, let me know down below. So they write, Star Wars' Darksaber is amongst the franchise's most legendary items, making appearances in the Clone Wars, Rebels, and most recently, The Mandalorian. While fans continue to speculate who owns the weapon in Mando, a new fan theory on Reddit claims that Luke Skywalker is the Darksaber's rightful owner. Reddit user Impulsive Beetle, I love that, connects the dots between the Clone Wars, Rebels and the original trilogy, tracing the history from the Clone Wars in 21 BBY all the way to the end of the Galactic Civil War in 4 ABY. As the Redditor points out, the Darksaber is either inherited through the House Vizsla line or through killing someone in a duel, meaning it has changed hands several times in the series' bloody history. Bloody history has a very different ring if you're from England, by the way. Subsequent events in Star Wars Return of the Jedi complicate the Darksaber's journey as the film's climax splits into a battle between three participants: Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Granddaddy Palps. Now, they didn't write Granddaddy Palps, but that is canon. I've made it canon. That is Palpatine's new name, so please use his proper appellation. Despite Skywalker gaining the upper hand against Vader during the battle, he stops short of killing his father once he is mutilated and unarmed. Palpatine tries to take advantage of the situation by launching Force Lightning against the young Skywalker, but he meets his own death at the hands of a redeemed Darth Vader. Although the impact of retaliatory Force Lightning ended Vader's life, Skywalker arguably emerged victorious by bringing back his father from the dark side, meaning he would then acquire the Darksaber himself. Other Reddit users counter the theory, claiming that Palpatine was the real winner of their duel, making Rey or Kylo Ren the rightful heir to the weapon since they defeated him in The Rise of Skywalker. However, this is highly contested as the movie's novelization reveals that Palpatine was merely just a clone, therefore delegitimizing Rey and Kylo as the killers. Now, I've read the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker, and this is a very simplified view of Palpatine in Episode 9. Let me just state that the book makes it clear that he was more than a clone but less than a man. Yes, he wasn't 100% his former self that we see in Return of the Jedi, but he was not just a clone. I think this needs to be elaborated on more. I think the book left it a bit open-ended because, let's be real, they didn't want to contradict their own movie. But let me know what you think of this theory down in the comments below. So that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please make sure to slap a big fat like down below. That sounded really aggressive. Just like the video in a normal way, or in whatever way you prefer. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also please consider becoming a patron of mine on Patreon. For just $2 or $10 a month, you can get access to exclusive perks and videos that are not found here on YouTube. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. And that is all of my jibber jabber.